All right, we are live, back in action, attacking your speakers from the field to the bleachers. This is the Power 32 podcast. What is happening? We got Mr. Primetime David Dale in the house. What's going on, my brother?
What up, though? How you doing, man? How's the weather down there in sunny Florida?
Weather is beautiful down here. This is the time to live in Florida. Everything is great. Loving it. Smelling the fresh air. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. And football is still going on, and I get to watch them in the cold, breathing out the air and everything. And I'm like,
right. And you don't have to worry about any of that. Right.
No, not even close. Not
crazy.
One damn bit. Man, guys, I am the sports prophet, Jason Freeman, ready for another Power Hour over here. Our Power is upon us, Power 32 podcast, where we cover all 32 NFL teams. We got fantasy football. We got true or false today, a little new segment coming in. I'm going to be asking Prime whether he thinks that this statement is true or false, and he will tell me why. We'll get into big deal or no deal. We got freaky fantasy football draft, and of course, our week 13 picks. So I am ready to rock, my friend. How about you?
Let's do this, man. Hey, I put on the one of my promos that it was week 13 or week 14. I don't know what the hell I'm shorting us a week here. I don't want it to end, so I need to pull back on that. I don't want this. Ooh. I don't want to. We wait too long for the NFL season for it to end a week too soon in my head anyway.
And then it goes by just like that. Way too fast, man. Way too fast. So let's enjoy it while it's here. And we will enjoy our trivia question, as we always start out with, to kick off the show of Power 32. So here we go, Prime. You ready for today's trivia?
Let's do it.
All right. Only 3 players have had 1,000-yard receiving and rushing, 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing, in the same season.
Ooh.
Who are they? So only 3 players have had 1,000 yards receiving and rushing in the same season. Who are they?
Well, your mind instantly goes to like gadget type players. You're not going to have it's not going to be some mainstream like a Jerry Rice or a Randy Moss.
No, I will give you the only hint I'll give you is that they are all running backs.
I kind of figure. So one, I'm going to go with probably the obvious one is Marshall Faulk.
That is correct. That is one.
I'm going to go, let me at least get 2 out of 3 of these before I get the last one wrong. Roger Craig.
Yes, he was the first to ever do it. Correct.
And
he get the last one, folks. He's got 2 out of 3 so far.
Jeez, let's see.
Only a few out there that could possibly do it.
And that's what
got to get out of the backfield.
I'm torn between a Colt and a Charger.
Okay, well, I can guess which one both of those are.
You know what? I'm gonna go with my first instinct. I'm gonna go, and I'll probably be wrong. I'm gonna go LaDainian Tomlinson.
That would be so close because he was so close to doing it. LaDainian Tomlinson, definitely a name that pops up, but it is Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, duh.
Really? Yes.
Man, come on. All right.
And he is on. The reason why I asked the question is because, bro, he's on his way to doing it again. He's got 796 rushing yards, 785 receiving yards, 12 overall touchdowns, and he's got 5 games left to do this. So he's easily going to freaking break that mark again, which is unbelievable. Which again shows why he should be in the MVP conversation like he was in 2023, but didn't win it, of course, because he's a running back. But literally, bro, if you watch last night's game, you know how important Christian McCaffrey is to the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time about how he's like the heart and soul of that offense, not just the offense. So I think the entire team. I think when you talk about players, we always talk about MVP. And they usually just go with the quarterback that has the best stats on, like a playoff caliber team or something like that. But if you're really taking that award to heart and taking it at its root to what it actually is, the most valuable player, I don't think there's a more valuable player in the league to his team than Christian McCaffrey. And if anything, it proved it last, every time he gets hurt, they don't do very well. And when he's been, I think for the most part, injury free this year. And look at the numbers. He's got 1,600 yards, 1,600 yards from scrimmage. And he is, I think that's very realistic. He only needs he's got 5 games left. He only needs 50 receiving yards and basically 50, 60 rushing yards a game to get it. And for a guy like that, man, that's more than doable. More than doable.
Yeah, they feed him the ball like crazy over there. It's amazing that he has survived the season because, again, like you said, he is 49ers, man. He really makes that team go, no doubt about it, which would bring me to Offensive Player of the Year, if not MVP. He's in the running, Jonathan Taylor, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's got 80 catches, 1,313 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 11 games. That is nuts. He is on pace to break Calvin Johnson's single-season record. He's on pace to go to like the 2,000 yards already. Unbelievable what Jackson Smith-Njigba is doing.
Yeah, and he had $167 this past week, 8 catches. There was a lot of good receiver performances, this past week. But I find it kind of weird that there's only, as of right now, I think there's only 2 guys in the league that have over 1,000 yards, and he's like 280, 290 yards ahead of the next best guy, which is George Pickens at just over 1,000. Yeah, so
right,
Puka's right there closing it on 1,000. St. Brown and Chase are right there, about 150 or so yards away. But this Jackson, JSN is just, and Ohio State has been like wide receiver U the last few years, and I think. When you look at, what Marvin Harrison was supposed to be, you look at Olave and all these other guys that come out, I think, man, he's got to be the best of the bunch. And it took a quarterback like Sam Darnold and a defensive coach to kind of bring this all out of him, man. And he is having a hell of a year. Hats off to JSN. And I hate going into Michigan Wolverine Buckeye week. I hate giving him his props, but the guy is kicking ass.
Look what he's doing without DK Metcalf. Now that he's become the number one and the focal point, and he's still doing it without and being the one that defenses, cue on and play, high-low on him. But still, he does the job. Unbelievable. Way to go, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Unbelievable season. A lot of players are having great years, but look, there are great wide receivers who drop the ball, like your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown. CeeDee Lamb has dropped 7 passes overall against the Eagles. You have one job. You're an NFL player. I don't understand how they drop these easy balls, easy little slant routes, easy little digs, and they drop the ball all the time. It makes me sick, man. It almost makes me as sick as going for it on 4th down and 3 when you it amazes me how many times they drop the ball. Really.
Yeah, and if you look at the league averages between like 3% and 4%, overall drop rate for a team. But you look at him on Ross St. Brown this year, and he's at like 6.5%. I think he's dropped like 7 out of 104 or 107 targets, which will be the most of his career. The most drops he's had in a season is 8, and he's already on pace to do that. But if you look at the extreme, you look at a team like Jacksonville, who have a 14.4% drop rate as a team, and your boy BTJ is leading the way. He's like 7 drops out of 60, and that's 15%. Then you look at guys like Jerry Jeudy, who's 9 out of 76, which is like a 12% drop rate. And then you look at a team like the Eagles, who's like 1.3% drop rate. I know I'm kind of nerding out here a little bit. But to your point, in comparison to last year, a lot of these drop rates are high. And the thing about it, this isn't coming from a bunch of like just guys that are pulled off the street. These are coming from your quality wide receivers, and like I say, St. Brown probably is the biggest shock to me because the guy never drops the ball. But, you say, well, 7 out of 107 is not a lot. Well, you also have to look at the timing of when he drops these passes. He's dropped a couple of end zone passes. He's dropped a couple of 3rd and 4th down passes. So dropping a pass on 1st and 10 might not hurt you that much. When you get into the later downs and in the red zone, these drops can hurt you. And a lot of these teams are way above average, man, when it comes to drop rates.
Yeah, it's getting crazy, man. It really is sickening. You have one job, catch the freaking ball. Unbelievable. Yo, so your boy JJ McCarthy is in concussion protocol, and apparently this undrafted free agent Max Brosmer is the backup. Never heard of this guy. Have no idea what school he went to. I don't know anything about him. But if Minnesota wasn't in trouble already, they're in big trouble this week, man. They got problems. So Minnesota is just not exactly the team that I thought that they were going to be. I mean, I'm not going to say that I thought they were going to be great or anything like that, but they go up against Seattle Seahawks in Seattle this week. Bad news for the Minnesota Vikings, who were trying to hold on to any playoff possibility hopes. But you know what, bro? At this point, they're gone.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that I wasn't expecting big things from Minnesota going into the season simply because of the JJ McCarthy factor. But we kind of talk about the talent that they had around them, and we thought that they'd be able to at least maybe 7-8 games and have something to build going towards next year. But JJ McCarthy has looked bad, and I come out here every week and I kind of defend him because it's only been 5 games, it's only been 6 games, it's only he's still basically a very small sample size. But the fact that he's been hurt, this is the second time this season he's been hurt. If I'm Minnesota, I probably just shut him down for the rest of the year and just start fresh next year, because you're not going anywhere. And to risk him getting hurt again, especially with another concussion, that's kind of what I was thinking about the Giants. Just let Jackson Dart just sit out the rest of this year, count your blessings, and go into next year hoping that you can do better.
Yeah, Jackson Dart for sure, no doubt about it. McCarthy is somebody who's going to come up in true or false in a couple of minutes over here. One more thing I wanted to bring up. Joe Burrow is going to return to play football for the Bengals, who are, 3-8 right now? I mean, they really have to win out. They have to win every single game from here on out in order to make the possibility of making the playoffs or maybe even winning that division. 9 games may get you that. Do you think it's a good idea that Burrow comes back, or do you think they should sit him down again and wait till next year, regroup, and do this thing over?
They're 3-8. Even if they went out, the best they could do is 9-8, and 9 wins isn't going to be enough to make the playoffs in the AFC. So if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm sitting with my agent, and I'm sitting with my family, and I'm like, you know what? I think the last game that I played in Cincinnati was the last game that I'm going to play in Cincinnati, and I would try to kind of force my hand as far as a trade. I don't think in this, if anything else, this would be the reason why. Now, if he wants to come back, if this is him pushing the fact that he wants to come back, that's one thing. But if they're just saying, look, man, we got a shot, and realistically you don't, that's just mismanagement on Zach Taylor and the rest of that organization. If I'm Joe Burrow, I'll play the rest of this season, but this might be this will be the last time. It should be, in my opinion, the last time
that's a hot take.
Joe Burrow in a Cincinnati uniform.
That's certainly a hot take right there. That would be very interesting. That opens up a whole nother conversation that I would want to get into with you another time. If Joe Burrow does in fact leave Cincinnati, I would be shocked to see that. All right. We're going to do a brand new game. I was thinking of some names for this. True or false is so easy. I was the truth or dare. I don't know what the hell I was thinking of. So we're just going to go true or false, man. We're just going to do this thing, and we're going to rock out and have some fun over here. So little but brand new segment we're going to introduce into the Power 32 lineup. So we're going to go true or false. You're going to tell me. We're going to kind of go somewhat rapid fire over here, not spend too much time on it. But the first question to you is true or false? The Bills will miss the playoffs.
No, that's false. Okay. As much as they've probably been the most inconsistent good team outside of the Lions this season. I can't envision out here, just for rapid fire's sake, if they miss the playoffs, Sean McDermott's got to go.
Because that would be something.
Yeah, so you're not going to get rid of Josh Allen. You're not going to get, they did sign Brandon Cooks this week. They're trying, but if they miss the playoffs this year, the Bills with Josh Allen, Sean McDermott's got to go.
All right, look, they're 7-4 right now. Look, 4 division winners are going to make it. The Patriots are going to win that division. They're 7-4, the Bills, and then you look at teams like the Jaguars, who are 7-4, could be sneaky. The Texans are starting to come back and roll. the Chargers, maybe the Chiefs, but you're steadfast. The Bills are going to make the playoffs. All right, I like that one. Let's go to the next one. We mentioned J.J. McCarthy before. Will J.J. McCarthy be the Vikings starting quarterback next season?
This one takes a little bit of thought. Right now, I'm going to say false.
Okay.
I'm going to say false, and I can't put my finger right now on who they could possibly get as far as a free agent or via trade. But you look at the quarterback class coming out this year, there's a possibility that if they only win 5 or 6 games, that they could be top 12 maybe, and maybe get one of the top 3 or 4 quarterback prospects. The question is does Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, for that matter, want to go through another season with a rookie quarterback and the learning curve that comes with it? But
yeah,
as it sits right now, he's been injured twice. He's not really done much when he's been in there, even though it's only been a handful of games. I would say false. And if he does, they're going to bring a veteran or somebody in to really push him to try to get him going for next season, because I think he's on a very short leash, despite how much they ranted and raved about him in the offseason.
Yeah, I think he may get next year. So I'm going to say true right now. That'll be his last year, because I'm not sure which direction they're going to go. If they can move up in the draft and get this Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore or something like that. I'm not sure.
Hey, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, hey,
college. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. How you doing?
What do you think? What do you think? What do you got
right.
here?
Yeah,
All right. True or false? The Patriots will get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Favorable schedule. They're at 10-2 right now. They got the best record. Broncos are at 9-2. Colts 8-3.
You'd think at some point they would come back down to earth, but the Fighting Vrabels are at the point right now where if anybody has any doubts about how good they were, those doubts are gone. Now all that remains is how good they can be these last 5 games of the season and going into the playoffs. I'm going to say for now, I'm going to say true. We've seen the Colts kind of stutter a little bit last couple weeks, 2 out of the last 3 weeks. People still don't believe the Broncos for whatever reason. They think that it's all smoke and mirrors and everything. And this hope that the Chiefs are going to come back from the dead and make it. I'm still holding out hope for the Baltimore Ravens. We forgot to mention them. But yeah, as it sits right now, Prophet, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say true. The Patriots get – who would have thunk that? Who'd have thunk?
Yeah, who would have thunk?
We're talking about the Patriots for the number 1 seed. Wow. Go Vrabel.
The bookmakers made their money on this one because they had the Patriots people going under, and they went way over already, and the season ain't even done yet at 10-2.
And me and you had them over as well.
We knew we were between the lines, baby. We were between them blurred lines. No doubt. All right, true or false? 2 teams from the AFC South will make the postseason. Colts in Houston, Colts in Jacksonville. Definitely not Tennessee.
You know what? I'm still holding out hope that the Chargers and the Ravens will kind of buck that.
I think the Ravens are going to win the division. I think Pittsburgh's going down. Ravens are going up.
But I still have this sneaky feeling for some reason that Pittsburgh's going to manage to limp their way in, whether it's a wild card or whether it's a division winner. I'm still not 100% sold on Jacksonville. And the Texans offense is going to let them down. Their defense is playing lights out, but I'm still not 100% sure that their offense is consistent enough to, especially as you go down the stretch and got more guys maybe get injured, maybe get some guys coming back on some other squads. But no, I'm going to say false right now. I'm going to say the only playoff position for the AFC South is the division winner.
All right, we will see about that. Houston making a little comeback over here at 6-5, playing great defense. CJ Stroud not back yet, but hey, for some reason Davis Mills is turning into like the second coming of Pete Mills. I don't know what's going on. All right.
What the hell?
Speaking of quarterbacks, Michael Penix Jr. will be the Falcons' starting quarterback next season. True or false?
I think that's true. I think they're too They're too invested in him right now, and you're not going to go the direction of Kirk Cousins. You're not going to lose. What are they right now? They're 3-8, 3-7.
Yeah,
right
they're
now,
3-8. Yeah.
There's a possibility.
4-7. I think they're 4-7.
Yeah, so you're probably going to pick maybe top 15 at the way things are going right now. So maybe you might get a top. They can probably move up. I know they got a little bit of a stash of some draft picks, so there's a possibility. But to me, if I'm them, I probably move on. But the problem is that we get so many people, and I'm one of those people that complain that young quarterbacks don't get enough time to develop, and that these coaches are getting lazy, that they don't want to really take the time to develop. And the problem is that you have these coaches and quarterbacks that are tied at the hip. And so if the coach doesn't do well, they blame the quarterback and vice versa. But I think they got too many of their chips right now in with Michael Penix. I think they're kind of like what you said with McCarthy. They may give him one more year before they decide to move on. But with this quarterback class looking as juicy as it is, you never know. But right now, I'm going to say true. He'll be back.
When a coach doesn't have job security, known job security, like a Kevin O'Connell, they'll do anything to figure it out. And that means going through the quarterbacks and recycling them over and over again in order to try to get it right and hit lightning in a bottle. So that's the kind of position that maybe Raheem Morris is in. This could be his last year as the Atlanta Falcons head coach. And that would not be a surprise after last year, and then this year, not looking really good. All right, talked about Denver for a minute. True or false? Denver will reach the AFC Championship game.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. You know what? Yes.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Enough to get there.
I think they're good enough to get there. I think that defense. If Bo Nix and that offense, and we talked about that receiver, that number 14 guy that does nothing, hasn't done anything really the way that we need him to this season.
They should have made a move at the deadline.
They should have.
Another receiver. I don't know what they were thinking. They should have absolutely picked up a number 2 guy at the very
end. And if they don't make the AFC Championship game, that's what everybody's going to point to. They're going to point to the deadline. They're going to point to the waiver wire. They're going to point to the fact that Denver didn't do anything to shore up that offense. But
yeah,
I think with that defense, that's a Super Bowl defense that you're playing with right now.
True.
Right now, when you look at the rest of the AFC, they have the best defense in the AFC. And if Bo Nix can just give you 85-90%, and because he's had to do a lot with a little, especially when it comes with his receiving core.
They've had a really good. You see, the thing that saved them on offense this year, even though they don't have a juggernaut of an offense, is their running game. J.K. Dobbins was top 5 in the NFL in rushing for a long time.
Now he's done.
Out. They got to rely on R.J. Harvey, their running back, their rookie running back, they like a lot. But we got to see if they can continue that running game. Otherwise, it's going to fall on Bo Nix. And in that situation, I'm not so confident. Can they beat a New England? Can they beat the Chargers again? Can they beat a Houston with that tough defense? Can they beat Baltimore if they get their stride going? I'm not sure. I can't pencil them in there for an AFC Championship. That's just me personally. Can they get there? Abso-freaking-lutely, 100%. Do I know they're going to do it? No. There are still good teams out there, and I think the one thing that may help Denver, and I know it may sound a little weird to some people, is the fact that they play over 5,000 feet in elevation. That air and going there and being a visiting team who hasn't played in Denver a lot can lose that oxygen kind of quickly, and you got players huffing and puffing on the sideline when Denver is used to it. So Denver, more than any other team, could probably use the number 1 overall seed and get that bye in the first round.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And you look at the rankings, the offensive rankings, and they're like 15th or 16th in the league in total offense, but there's only like 50 yards that separate number 15 from number 1. So the separation, that separation, but J.K. Dobbins is going to be what they really have to overcome, which means that offensive line is going to have to step up so that R.J. Harvey can benefit the same way that Dobbins did. So, but we'll see. But yeah, right now I think they can do it. I think they can get there.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's go through a few more of these. More likely that 3 teams come out of the NFC North or the NFC West. So in the NFC North, that would be obviously the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears. In the West, you got the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks. More likely that 3 teams come out of which division?
That might be the question of the year so far. You know what? Packers and the Lions play this week on Thanksgiving. So that'll be a revenge game. That's a must-win game, by the way, for the Lions. We'll talk about that in Big Deal or No Deal. The Bears, everybody, again, is waiting for them, and they have a big game this week, and we'll get into that later on, too, against the Eagles. And the Bears are 8-3, Lions 7-4, Packers 7-4-1, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say it's probably more likely that because the Niners have a favorable schedule going up, the Rams are just unstoppable. I think the wild card in there would be the Seahawks. But yeah, I'll say right now, as we sit right here, I'll say it's more likely that you get 3 out of the West.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that 100%, no doubt. All right, moving along. Jameis Winston will be a starter for a new team next season.
Jesus. Oh, Lord, I hope not.
Right with his play in a losing effort, playing his ass off, catching touchdown passes. Jameis Winston.
Well, let's play a 10-second game. Where?
I mean, I guess
it's not going to be the Giants. Cleveland. It's not going to be
Atlanta, New Orleans, Las Vegas. Maybe
I could see Vegas doing something stupid like that. But
yeah, they're dumb.
My answer to the question is false, but I just wanted to just play a quick game as where I don't know where he would. I don't know anybody who would take a chance on him. The people that need quarterbacks are going to draft one, and they're not. Jameis Winston to me is not. He's going to be like a Teddy Bridgewater. He'll be a career backup, and you hope you catch lightning in a bottle every now and then if your starter gets hurt. But yeah, false. He's not going to be a starter next year.
Speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, back in the league after 50 years, going to be maybe starting this weekend for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Baker Mayfield having a busted shoulder. How about that, man?
Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves, baby. How you doing? All right. True or false? The Bears will win the NFC North.
False. I still have hope in the Detroit Lions. The only game that I have the Lions losing the rest of the way is the Rams game.
Oh, okay.
So that would put them at 12-5, which means they would beat the Bears. I think that the last game of the season will probably be for the division. I don't know. I don't believe in the Bears, but I kind of hyped them up a little bit, you know. But I still have faith that the Detroit Lions can somehow figure it out, get it done. But it all starts with this week. If they lose this week, then we're having a different conversation on the show next week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they don't look at the Lions over the past couple of years, man. They're winning games very closely. The game against the Giants, they let up a lot of points. Got to worry about that defense. The Bears 8-3, Packers 7-3-1, Lions 7-4 in that division. All right, moving it on. We got a couple more of these over here. The Rams are the best team in the NFL. True or false?
Absolutely true. 3 weeks ago, I said it was the Colts. But what I've seen with that team, Matthew Stafford is absolutely unbelievable.
Sure is.
And
MVP right now.
Oh, my God, Nakua. And they're not even getting a lot from Kyron Williams.
No, their running game is not doing it right now.
It's the defense. It's your boy Verse. And that defense... And Devontae Adams is still the league leader. Well, I think he leads the league or second in the league in touchdown reception.
In touchdowns, yeah. You know what I think they got to get involved more? I like Kyron Williams, but Blake Corum is a really good running back, kid from Michigan in his second year. I think they need to give him maybe 10 to 12 touches a game, and that might improve the running offense.
But yeah, I agree with that. I agree. But yeah, the Rams, hands down, the Rams are the best team in the NFL.
All right, last true or false. Brian Schottenheimer will be back as the Cowboys head coach next season.
Yes, and I think I don't even know who's coordinating their defense right now. Me. I don't think their defensive coordinator will be back. I think they like what they saw on offense.
A little bit better.
Yeah, they like what they see on offense. And they may even keep the band together for one more year because you know as well as I do, coaching change is a big deal, especially when you bring in an entirely new staff, et cetera, et cetera. They may bring the band back together for one more year, but yeah, absolutely, Schottenheimer's going to be there next year.
Yeah, and real quick, former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus is the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. There you go.
That makes
All
sense.
right, man. That was true or false for week 13. Hope you enjoyed that segment. Prime, excellent job answering the questions. Once again, no rehearsal on the show. He had no idea what was coming. Just like I have no idea what's coming right now in Big Deal or No Deal. Hit me with it.
Well, Big Deal or No Deal, sponsored by Prime and the Prophet. It's the segment of the show where I present several scenarios to the Prophet, and he tells us whether it is a big deal or it's a no deal. We're going to start right off with the Bills signing Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks was released from the Saints after he asked for his release. He was there, 3 days? And decided, yeah, I'm done with this already. So we talked about the Bills a little bit earlier in their case for the playoffs. Could Brandon Cooks kind of inject some life into the Buffalo Bills? And this is a big deal or no deal that they signed him this week.
I think there is certainly the fact that he has lost a step over the years. I mean, he used to be a burner, catch those deep passes for a while. Do I think it's a big deal? No, I don't think it's a big deal because I don't think he's going to be one of those guys who gets 8 to 10 targets a game and 6 to 7 catches a game for 100 yards. I don't see him being that guy. Mm-hmm. But what he can do is maybe draw defensive eyes toward him a little bit and saying, oh, Brandon Cooks is over there. Remember what he could do? He's still a name that people may fear a little bit. But in the long run, no, I really don't see it being that big of a deal for Buffalo's offense. I don't see him changing the offense. I don't see him being that catalyst that makes them go and, makes the Bills' offense all of a sudden a passing dynamic. Right now, they're not. And that showed last week in their loss to the Houston Texans. Again, tough defense, no doubt about it. But they need more than just the Brandon Cooks. And again, that's where that team had failed at the trade deadline. Everybody thought they were going to go get a big-time wide receiver. Didn't happen.
That's crazy. And that offense, that has to be more than just Josh Allen, man. They got to figure something out or they will miss the playoffs. And then hopefully, well, not hopefully, but that could be the end of Sean McDermott. Moving into big deal or no deal number 2, your boy, as highly as we spoke of the 49ers earlier, your boy Brock Purdy throws 3 picks in that game. Is that last week? Is that a big deal or no deal?
No, it's no big deal. He needed to get it out of the system, and that was the right team to do it against because the 49ers were in control of that game the whole way. Again, Christian McCaffrey, unfreaking believable last night. Purdy did make some good plays, but overall it was a bad game for him. We know he's a better quarterback than that. So, again, if you're going to have a bad game like that and throw 3 interceptions where 2 of them were really his fault, one of them was just an incredible play by J.C. Horn. Unbelievable that guy is. I mean, they're paying him a lot of money. Is he worth all that? I don't know, but he is one of the top cornerbacks in the league. But as far as Brock Purdy goes, he's not a turnover guy. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. So this is just one of those games that he made mistakes. He knows he did. And the only thing I would fear a little bit is him being too conservative with the football. But on the other hand, he does take chances. And we've seen that with Brock Purdy now. Guys like Juwan Jennings are great at 50-50 balls and Brandon Ayuk and stuff like that, but you can't get away with that with everybody. And he threw a lot of bad passes last night. So I think that he watches the film, talks to Kyle Shanahan and says, these are the things we cannot do going forward. We're 8-4. If we want to make the playoffs, we can't lose the turnover battle.
Gotcha. Speaking of Brandon, on a side note real quick, what's going on with your boy? What's going on with Ayuk? Is he going to be, I mean, did he kind of sign his own?
I don't even know if he's coming.
There, or is he?
I'm not. He was supposed to come back week 6, and that was obviously a long time ago. We're going back a couple of months already.
Right.
So he must be more injured than they thought because there was no talk of him coming back. And if he does, it wouldn't be till about playoff time. But no, really no talk about him coming back.
That's crazy. So let's see. Moving on to the next one. So the Bears and the Eagles play this week. Both teams are 8-3, and this could be very well be a game for the number 2 seed as it sits right now in the NFC. Is this more of a big deal game for the Bears, or is this more of a big deal game for the Eagles?
Definitely for the Bears. They all season long we've been hearing about the Bears beat them. The Bears beat this team. You know what? They're not that good. Show me something good. Well, you know what? If they could put up a fight against the Philadelphia Eagles, that would be something right there. So this is much more of a big deal for the Chicago Bears. We know what the Eagles are. We know they're going to win the division, most likely. They're a playoff team. They got championship pedigree, but Chicago is yet to show that. Yeah, they're 8-3, but again, like we said, much like the Patriots, well, they've had kind of a cupcake schedule so far. They really haven't beaten anybody. So I would even say if the Bears make this a really good game and still lose by a field goal, whatever it is, that would tell me a lot. So this is a really, really big game for the Bears for their morale as well. Because if they go out there and they get their ass kicked by Philadelphia, that's going to crush them.
It is, I think that might undo all of their hard work to get to 8-3, which is kind of one of the reasons why I still have faith in the Lions winning that division. So this one kind of came unexpectedly, but the Colts have really struggled 2 out of the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
They've scored in their 2 losses. They've only scored a combined 40 points. Is it a big deal or no deal? Have the Colts finally come back down to earth, or is just something that happens to, during the course of the season? Every team's going to have that period of time where you have a couple of stinkers, and it's best kind of like what you said about Purdy, kind of like what you get out of your system now instead of, down the stretch the last 3-4 games. Is this big deal or no deal?
No, I don't think it's that. No deal. Indianapolis is good. They were winning that game. They kind of shut down in the fourth quarter. Kansas City kind of took control of that game, but they were up 20-9, and they blew a fourth quarter lead. So for a long time, they were looking good there. And Indianapolis has shown that they can run, they can pass the ball, they can play defense. They were doing all that in Kansas City. Yes, they blew a fourth quarter lead, but the fact that they were up by that much and did not put their foot on the gas, which is something that they could have and should have done, tells me that they are a good enough team to make a run into the AFC playoffs. And so we say what's up to David McNiner in the house. Big win last night. It was ugly. We talked about Purdy and his 3 interceptions, but that was just one of those games, man. I think he got the kinks out, bro. I think we're all right, McNiner.
Yeah, he's stalking for that steak dinner. He just keeps stalking me. He knows it's coming, and he knows medium rare. I hope he takes a medium rare. If he tells me he wants it like well done or something like that, I'll probably never speak to him again.
Don't even send it if he wants it well done. Forget about it. No freaking send it to me. I'll give it to my dog.
Right. And lastly, we talked about this a little bit earlier. The Detroit Lions give up 500 yards to Jameis Winston and that cast of character misfits that is known as my New York Football Giants. Is this a big deal? Now, you talk about they're kind of similar situation with the Colts where the Lions haven't really put together back-to-back really good games. And this game going into the fourth quarter was very up in the air. If not for a 59-yard field goal by Jake Bates and Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions probably lose that game by 2 touchdowns. Is this a big deal or no deal that the Lions are struggling so bad defensively right now?
Real big deal. No doubt about it. Absolutely a big deal because there are teams in this conference that can take them down if they have an off game, if they have to play outdoors, because right now it's looking like they're going to be a wild card team, if anything. The Philadelphia Eagles will bang them up. There's no doubt about it. They got another test against the Packers this weekend. The Rams, Seattle, the 49ers even. Dude, I don't know. I would be worried right now.
They are up here. Trust me. They up here in the mitten. Lions fans are kind of losing their minds right now because they don't really know. There's so much uncertainty, and like you say, okay, so they do make the playoffs. Seattle will probably get you with their offense. The Rams are going to get you with their offense and their defense. We already seen what Philly did to them. So if they make the playoffs, they better hope they get somebody like the Bears or the Packers in the first round just to get to the second round. But
yeah, exactly.
We're a little nervous up here, man.
Look, they're not the offense that they have been. Jahmyr Gibbs is unbelievable, and he's another one you could talk about for MVP candidate. No joke. He is that important to that team. I know they have other good players, but really the offense revolves around him, and you see Montgomery on the field less and less because Jahmyr Gibbs, You just can't take him off. He's that freaking good. But that defense, man, yeah, it's starting to show. I know they have a lot of injuries, and I don't know if they're getting these guys back in the secondary anytime soon or anything like that, but they better shape up on defense, man, because, again, they're going to be a wild card team. They're going to be on the road. They're going to be playing in hostile environments where their offense is not going to be as good, and we already know what the defense is. So, yeah, big deal.
Well, and this goes back to, real quick, the beginning of the season, when Brad Holmes said, well, most teams don't have two good defensive ends, so we don't really need it. That's why they didn't push for Max Crosby. That's why they didn't push for Trey Hendrickson. Now it's starting to show because these guys like Aleem McNeil and Lopez and all these guys that had spurts, they're really, the water always finds its level. You'll have a guy that'll have a great 2 or 3 games and then you won't see him at all. Aiden Hutchinson's still coming off that injury. But I think one of the biggest things that's hurting the Lions right now, people are going to laugh, but the fact that Sam Laporta hasn't played the last couple of weeks, that's your all-pro tight end right there, and that takes a lot of heat off of Jared Goff when he knows that he's got Sam Laporta he can throw the ball to. And speaking of teams that should have made moves for another receiver, I mean, you give up 3 third-round picks for Isaac Tesla, who's literally caught nothing in the last 5 or 6 weeks. The Lions could have been, and we talked about this a little bit earlier in the season, that they could have been in a market possibly for another receiver, but they chose not to. So there's some holes, and especially with that interior line that we keep talking about. So the Lions, it's Lions fans up here, they're confident, but they're cautiously optimistic, man.
I think the loss of Frank Ragnow is a lot bigger than what people are making a deal of. Their center, huge deal. There's no doubt about it. He calls the offense out, calls the defense out, I should say. Yeah, big time center that's not there anymore, and it's making a big difference. Yep, I agree.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Big Deal or No Deal, sponsored
All
by
right.
Profit.
Love it, baby. Love it. Always a great segment. And what I love more, the fact that we have no idea what each other is going to be talking about. It's fresh, it's not like rehearsed or anything like that. I enjoy that, the spontaneity of it, not knowing exactly.
You get genuine reactions when you do it. There'll be a couple things here we might talk about a little beforehand, but mostly it's just, you want that genuine reaction. I think that's one of the things our fans appreciate the most. We're not sitting here like we're reading off a script.
Right. That's annoying. Exactly. Don't like doing that. No doubt. Anyway, all right, let's keep rocking and rolling, man. We got our picks to make. We got our Freaky Fantasy Football Draft. But before that, we do have to go over the scores from last week. Prime and I had great weeks. I hope you guys listen to us. Prime went 11-3. I went 12-2. So I definitely had my best week of the year. So I really hope you guys did listen on that one. Prime is still up on the 7-3 for the entire season so far. And Freaky Fantasy Football Draft Prime, I just keep picking these players, man. I had Gibbs. Gibbs.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
5 points alone.
You picked him at the right time.
I waited for the right matchup, and the G-men were the right matchup right there. I had Mahomes, Gibbs, Rashee Rice, David Njoku didn't do anything, but the Packers had 31 points. My defense. Mm-hmm. You had Trevor Lawrence, Barkley, Jameson Williams didn't do anything. Colston Loveland and the 49ers defense. So I'll take that one home. I'll have the first pick when we get to it. But we have other picks to make, and that starts with Thanksgiving Day. We are ready to rock and roll. I got the whole week off, man. I've been having a great time.
Yeah, I'm off. Tomorrow's my last day. So
nice, baby.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Enjoying turkey, watching football, and it starts at 12:30 on Thursday. That's Eastern time. And the Packers and Lions will kick things off. Your Lions need a win. Probably, even more than the Packers do. But the Packers need a win. Both these teams really need wins. Packers won at home, week 1, beginning of the year. We talked about the Lions' defense. Green Bay's offense is kind of banged up. So you might be catching them at the right time, Prime. What do you think?
Well, and I know Jordan Love's still not 100% either. So this is basically a toss-up game. This is a 2.5 point spread right now as it sits. I'm going to go with the Lions. They got to win this game. They absolutely have to win this game. You can't go 0-2 against a division rival. We still got a couple division games left. You're fighting for your playoff lives right now. And so from here on out, pretty much every game, as long as the Bears keep winning, and every game right now is a must-win game, and it starts this week with the Packers. So give me the Packers on that, and on this glorious Thanksgiving Day. You know what? I'm going to lock this one.
You're going to take the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions, and I'm locking it.
And you're locking it. Wow. Locking a big division battle game right there. I'm surprised. Okay, well, look, I'll take the Lions too. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Watch out for a couple of trick plays. Going for it on 4th down about 8 times. Maybe they'll do it half the time. I don't know. But I do like Detroit in this game because I'm not loving the Packers right now. Their defense is really, really good. No doubt about it. But Jahmyr Gibbs, unbelievable. Amon-Ra St. Brown, unbelievable. I think those guys will get the job done. So we're both on Detroit on the first Thanksgiving Day game. The second one, as always, is the Dallas Cowboys. And this year they host the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams trying to get their momentum going and move up. The Cowboys, slim playoff chance, but they're still in there. If they can win these games, they took down Philly last week. Very impressive coming back from 21-0. The Chiefs were down, as we said before, 20-9. Came back to beat the Indianapolis Colts. The game's in Dallas, my friend. What say you?
Well, this is the first time, in 20 years or so, that the Kansas City Chiefs have played on Thanksgiving. So this is something new to Patrick Mahomes.
Interesting.
And I know Andy Reid may have caught a Cowboys game or two back when he was with Philly, so it's not totally new to him. But I like the Cowboys in this game. The over-under in this one, by the way, is 52.5. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I see it. I see a lot of points.
I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one, man. I think this is the opportunity. This is the one game everybody's been waiting for to finally maybe put the Chiefs out of their misery. And it would be kind of ironic that it would be the Dallas Cowboys to do so. But give me the Cowboys in this one.
All right, well, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take Kansas City because I think that overall they're a more complete team, and they know that when their back's against the wall like it is, they got to play their best football, not turning the ball over, being careful with it. The one thing that scares me, obviously, is Dallas' passing game. George Pickens having an all-pro year. CeeDee Lamb is an all-pro. Javonte Williams running the ball well. You got Ferguson. You got all these guys. Don't have to go through the whole roster. But the Cowboys are really good. But I think that the Chiefs' cornerbacks may be able to hold up and do a decent job on these guys. Yeah, I kind of do. I know that it's really not the norm for them, but big-time guys step up in big-time games, and I think Kansas City may step up in this game to win this one. So, yeah, watch out. Going to be a close game. It's going to be a good one.
Well, yeah, and Dallas is +3, so this is another toss-up game. But yeah, that's an interesting perspective when you talk about the ability of the Chiefs corners in that game. That's pretty interesting. But
I got to see these guys step up. You know, you got to play man against these guys, and you got to rush the quarterback. You got to take Dak off of his spot, get him moving around. You know, get the play a little off balance. I think that Spagnuolo knows what to do on defense in order to get to Dak Prescott. So we'll see what happens. Next,
think maybe Chris Jones will come to life one of these weeks. Where the hell's he been?
He's had a bad year. He has. He has not had a good year, so we'll see if he does come to life. You know, I don't know. He's getting a little long in the tooth right there. All right. We got Bengals and Ravens. The game is in Baltimore. That will be the Thanksgiving night game. I love that it was the third game on this one. It's freaking great. Now, Baltimore needs this game real bad in order to make sure that they stay atop the AFC North, because right now that's where they are at. The Bengals really have nothing going on, but with Joe Burrow coming back, they're definitely going to make this a game. How good of a game is it going to be? Pretty high scoring. The Ravens haven't been doing that great on offense, but it's the Bengals defense. Because it's the Bengals defense, I think that Lamar Jackson and these guys will get the job done. Look for Derrick Henry to have a big game. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, that's -7, by the way. 51.5 over under. Yeah, give me Baltimore. And again, we go back to what we talked about earlier as far as Joe Burrow. Should he even be playing in this game, in a meaningless game?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, but the Ravens need this to continue their quest to overtake the AFC North from the Steelers. So give me the Baltimore Ravens in this one. And I agree, this could be a big King Henry game.
Yeah, I think the owner said to Burrow, like, look, dude, this is enough bullshit. We're paying you all this freaking money. Go out there and freaking play. I don't care if you freaking hurt your turf toe or whatever the hell it was.
Turf
Give me
toe.
a freaking break. Go play football. All right. Friday night action. Friday night lights, baby. We got the Bears and Eagles. We talked about that game a little bit. The Bears, this is a prove-it game. You talked about it in Big Deal or No Deal. Which team is this more important to? Bears, Eagles? What do you think about this one?
You know what? As much as the Bears need this game, I was kind of going back and forth in my head about if I really wanted to pick the Bears for this game. But I can't. If it was in Chicago, maybe, but this is in Philly. Philly's just locked in right now. They're finding, we hate to say the cliche, they're finding ways to win.
Right.
They're the 7-point favorite, low scoring, 44.5. Depending on what you're looking at, but you do get a little bit of value there. Bears plus 265 in the money line. So if you want to throw a couple chips there, that's some good value. But at the end of the day, the Fighting Siriannis are going to win that game, and this could end up being like a 28-10 type game when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think that Philly is pissed off that they lost to Dallas. They had a 21-0 lead. I don't see them losing back-to-back games. I think they're going to come out and play one of their best football games of the year. Watch out. Saquon Barkley may finally have himself a night. Not only am I taking Philly, I am also locking that game in. So I'm going to take Philly with the Friday night action over the Chicago Bears. Now we go to Sunday football where the LA Rams, who are kicking ass all over the place, go to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Well, they should wipe the floor with them, right? But we've seen weird things happen in the NFL. Does Carolina have a shot in this game?
No. Absolutely not. No. And this is my second lock. I'm riding the Rams wave. I'm feeling good about my Super Bowl pick until they just collapse or Stafford gets hurt or Stafford, Nakua, and Adams and Kyron Williams all fall off a cliff or something like that. I'm just going to keep riding a hot hand with the Rams. They're a 10.5 point favorite in that game. They may kind of temper it down a little bit in, later in this game once they're up, by 3 scores. You could see them probably pulling Stafford out of this game, but there's no way that the Carolina Panthers will. But again, if you want some value, that's plus 530. If Carolina's able 530, that's huge. If Carolina's able to pull one out of the hat, we've seen stranger things happen.
We have. That's the thing. You never freaking know, man. It could be Freaky Sunday. You never know instead of Freaky Friday. Could get nuts over there. No, I'm on the Rams too, and I'm locking them in as well. They're playing too good of football. I don't think that they're the type of team that sleeps on other teams. They go out there, they play who's in front of them, and take care of business. Much like I think the San Francisco 49ers will do against Shedeur Sanders, who I predicted and you predicted last week would get his first win against the Raiders, but now he's going up against a different animal. Yeah, the game is in Cleveland. The crowd will be loud. Myles Garrett has how many sacks? 18?
What?
18?
Dude.
What? What?
Hey, real quick, man. It's like once in a week I get this laughing spell that we kind of laughed and kind of poo-pooed when he signed for $40 million.
Right.
But is he not worth every single penny that the Browns have? 18's, come on, man. Come on.
It's
and
just
you still got,
fact,
6 games left?
They played 11 games. They got 6 games left.
Come on, man. He might get 30 sacks.
He might break the record in the next couple of weeks. It is unbelievable. But you know what? They're still 3-8.
That's
They're
crazy.
3-8.
Quarterback.
If the Browns, honestly, if they were 8-3 right now, Myles Garrett's name would be in the conversation for MVP.
Absolutely.
But he's on a shitty 100%. Team. On a shitty team. Damn. So yeah, because he's on a shitty team, I'm going to take San Francisco to win that game.
Here though, it's only a 5.5 point game.
Yeah, it's in Cleveland.
And Cleveland is only plus 188. So, and the over-under is 38.5. So they're looking for a defensive game, but that plus 188 kind of tilts you a little bit. That Vegas is looking for this to be a close game, and they're leaning more. Probably a lot of the money is going to go to the Niners, but a lot of the overall bets will probably go for the Browns. But give me the fighting Robert Salahs in that game. Yeah, give me the 49ers in that game, man.
He's got that
18 sacks.
defense. He is such a damn good defensive coordinator. I'm not going to go on and brag about him forever, but he is unbelievable with the players that they don't have and the guys that they do and the players that you don't know what their names are. Unbelievable what he's doing. San Francisco, way to go, man. 8-4. We're headed to the playoffs, baby. Texans trying to get to the playoffs. Have to go to Indy to play the Colts. Big game right now. Big game. Now, Texans have been on somewhat of a roll over here. We talked about their defense, and we talked about the Colts being a complete team, even though they kind of blew that. Not kind of, they did blow that lead against Kansas City. Now they're at home in this game. They got to bounce back. They got to play strong. But damn it, they got to go against maybe the best defense in the league, bro. What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I think the Fighting Daniel Jones, I think the Indiana Jones and Jonathan Taylor go back to having those games that we saw, prior to the last 2-3 weeks. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts in this one. 4.5 point favorite. I like the Texans defense, but I think it's the Colts have had their little kind of slow part of the season, that every team encounters. But I think they're ready to get back on track. They probably are not going to put up a ton of points, but this could be a very Jonathan Taylor heavy game, and if that's the case, I don't think Cleveland's run. I think their pass defense is better than their run defense overall. But give me the Colts, man. I think this is a game where they need it. They want to stay ahead. This will put them two games ahead of Jacksonville and 3 ahead of the Texans. So this is a chance for them to bury the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going with Indy slightly on this one. I don't love it because, man, Houston has been playing really good football and they're passing the ball really well, surprisingly, with David Mills. I didn't really see that coming, but they are playing good football. It's interesting. Woody Marks, pretty good running back. Nick Chubb kind of backing him up now with the splitting the carries, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'll take Indy at home in a close one over here. I don't see a lot of points being scored. We're talking maybe a 17-14, 16-13 type game, something like that. So, go for the under in that one. This next one, Saints Dolphins. Oh, God, who really cares? Man, oh, man. It's a good thing it's not on prime time. Just thank God for that.
Lord have mercy.
The Saints and the Dolphins. Miami been playing better football lately. The Saints, bad football team. They may be the worst football team in the NFL right now. They are just playing so pitiful prime. It is hard to watch a team like that. What's the Saints record right now? What is it? 2-9, I think, or something like that?
Yeah, they're fighting for the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, and they may get it. Bye-bye, Tyler Shock. You're out of here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm definitely going to have to go with Miami on that one.
Yeah, give me Miami. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that one. Give me the Dolphins, 5.5. We'll see. The over-under is 42.5 on that one. But yeah, these teams. Usually we say stuff like, these two teams are going in different directions. These two teams are going in the exact same direction.
Yeah.
It's top 5 in the draft. So they'll be very intimate with each other when it comes to the draft because they'll be very close. I think they'll both be looking for quarterbacks, by the way.
Yep. Much like these next two teams who are also playing Sunday, and that would be the Falcons and Jets. Another stinker that nobody really wants to see. Unless Bijan Robinson goes completely wild, I don't think they could beat the Jets. I really don't. I think the Jets got a little something going right now. I know they got beat by Baltimore, but I just think that the Falcons is such a bad team right now. They don't know what they do. Kirk Cousins is miserable. No Drake London. I think the Jets just win one of those games just because. There's no logic behind it. I just think the Jets win. I'll take them.
Yeah, give me the Jets, and they're actually a home dog in this game. So they're 2.5 point underdogs. There's only plus 128 there for the money line, so there's a little bit telltale right there. But yeah, I'm almost to the point where you never want to say teams phone it in, but I think it's the Falcons are like, let's just get to next season. There's nothing they can do this season. Let's just get to next season. See what happens. Maybe go out and make a couple moves on our offensive line. Maybe do something on defense. Maybe even grab another receiver for what could be Michael Penix's final season. And this could be Raheem Morris's last hurrah with them as well. You mentioned that earlier.
True. It really can be. Yep. That would be very unfortunate. Got kicked out of Tampa, could be kicked out of Atlanta, and that could be that. So we both like the Jets in that game. Interesting. All right. Our next one is Cardinals and Bucks. The Bucks are real banged up. We talked about Baker Mayfield. No Bucky Irving in there. Guys on defense. I mean, the Bucks have been, they've been going down. And the Cardinals seem to hang around in a lot of football games. It's a weird game right here. And I know it sounds crazy. The NFL is so nuts, man. I think the Cardinals actually beat Tampa Bay. I know it sounds weird. There's no rhyme or reason for it to happen. But Tampa has not been playing good football on either side of the ball. And the Cardinals, for whatever reason, are a comparable offense and play decent defense. Josh Sweat, you know, I mean, when he's in there, he's unbelievable, obviously. But I don't know why. I'm thinking that the Cardinals win this game. I'm going to take Arizona. I don't have any logic behind it, but I think they steal one on the road.
Did you see that interception that Budda Baker had last week?
Oh yeah.
He's probably one of the most underrated. If he was on a better team, he'd be like a household name. Budda Baker's one of my favorite players.
Yeah, great name.
Give me Baker. You know what? Give me. I don't want to do this, but I almost have to. You know what? I'm not. I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to win this game.
All right.
I'm going to buck the trend, and they're at home. It's only a 3-point. It's only a 3-point spread. I think they still have enough on offense. I'm with you with what Arizona can do, what they've done with Jacoby Brissett, but I just think Tampa Bay's just got a little bit more, and they need this game. They have to win this game.
Yeah, this is going to be a Trey McBride game. Watch out. He's going to have a big game this game. All right, moving on. Jaguars and Titans. The Jaguars, this is the kind of game that they absolutely have to win. Must win, should win, but won't win. Tennessee is starting to play a little bit better football. I know it's weird. They're at home. Jacksonville, I do not trust. They eked one out against Arizona. They screwed up again, doing another 4th down, going for it instead of trying to kick the field goal and put them up by 6. Bad coaching.
How did you feel about that? How did that make you feel?
It just makes me sick. Just take the point up. Unreal. But Jacksonville ends up pulling it out in overtime as it is. But against the Titans, man, Tennessee going to get that weird win, bro. I know it's weird, but I'm calling for it.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jack. I think what the logic behind what the last 4, 5, 6 weeks of picks is that teams, this is a must win for Jacksonville because we already said Indy's going to beat Houston. So that'll pretty much bury Houston for the division. And so Jacksonville, still have an opportunity to fight for a wild card with the Ravens and the Chargers and the Steelers or whoever else. Right. So this is a must-win game for Jacksonville. You're right. That Cardinals game was a unmitigated disaster, even though they won that game. Yeah, unmitigated. That's the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. But give me the fight. Give me the long flowing locks of Trevor Lawrence to win that game. It's a 6.5 point spread, so do with that what you will. But give me the Jags.
There you go. All right. I'm going to go with the underdog in Tennessee in that game. I will not go with the underdog with the Vikings going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. I won't spend much time on Seattle is a much better team. Minnesota's trying to find their way offensively. Will not score enough. They'll have to have an amazing defensive game in order to do it. Don't think so. Seattle is my third lock prime. I'm locking them in against Minnesota.
Too. That's another 10.5. There's been a lot of I might do the research. There's been a lot of double-digit spreads. Remember Buffalo for like the first 4 or 5 weeks were double-digit spreads. Indianapolis has been double-digit spreads. No, the Rams have a couple times. I think this is second or third time.
Last week we had
for the Seahawks. It's crazy.
Last week it was 3. It was Seattle, it was Baltimore, and then it was Detroit. We're all double-digit spreads.
That's crazy. So give me the Seahawks. If you are feeling lucky, there's some value there with Minnesota at plus 530 on the money line. Over under is only 41.5, so that'll probably be like a 31-13 type game because I'm sure the Seahawks will score the bulk of those points. But that's my third lock as well. Give me the Seahawks.
All right. Next, we got Raiders and Chargers. The Raiders have been stinking up the joint, playing so bad. They lost to Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland at home last week. No way the Chargers allow what happened to happen to them against Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago. No freaking way they're going to come back. They're going to play really good football. Jim Harbaugh is going to have them ready. It doesn't matter that it's the Raiders. You cannot overlook anybody. They're going to go ahead and crush them. If I had a fourth lock, it would be them. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, that game is almost a double digit. That game right now as it sits is like 9.5.
Right. That's
So,
9.
Yeah, give me the Chargers. I don't know if they'll cover that because their offense, I still have some concerns about their offensive consistency.
Yeah.
But as far as straight up that game, yeah, this is, again, we go back to the must win. This is a must win game for the Chargers to keep pace for the playoffs.
Chargers have got to have it. Now, this next game, Bills Steelers, they both must win this game. Both from Pittsburgh to keep pace with Baltimore in the division in the AFC North, and the Bills overall just to get in the playoffs right now at 7-4. If they drop to 7-5, we're talking problems, man. I know that they got the Jets and Miami coming up, but they got other teams that still got to play New England, who they already lost to. Big game prime, Bills at Steelers. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills in this one. I just think that the Bills with Josh Allen, it's one of those things, so you're saying there's a chance. As long as they got Josh Allen, they always got an opportunity to win. Pittsburgh has been so up and down. How I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how they're winning the games that they're winning. And I know a lot of that's got to do with coaching because it's not necessarily with Aaron Rodgers because he's been the model of inconsistency again. But give me the Bills in this one I think they, like you said, they both need this game. But I think Buffalo goes into Heinz Field, land of the ketchup and those dry ass Primanti Brothers sandwiches with the French fries on it. And I think they go in there, they get the win. I think that's only a 3.5 point spread. So it's probably going to be close. It'll probably be cold, but give me my boy Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's a Josh Allen game. Josh Allen will take over in this football game, passing, running, everything. James Cook, watch out for him. Buffalo's got to play a really, really big game, and we're still not sure what's going to happen at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is not officially cleared to go ahead and play on Sunday, so it could be Mason Rudolph. Pittsburgh, don't be surprised. They will put up a fight in this game. I expect a close game, no doubt, but we both like Buffalo as we go into Sunday Night Football, where your Broncos take on the Commanders, who have been a major disappointment this year. No reason why Denver shouldn't go on the road and win this game. Washington has nothing, so give me the Broncos all day in this one, bro.
Yeah, that's a 6.5 point game there, too. Give me the Broncos and the Bo Nix and Sean Payton and Washington. You called it, though. You called it at the beginning of the season and said
I told you
they weren't going to make the playoffs, and they're not even sniffing. And I know Jaden Daniels been hurt a lot this year,
right.
but come on, at least put up some type of fight. And right now they're not. They're just not a good football team right now, which kind of they're everything revolved around, Daniels, and this goes to prove it. That they just can't win football games without him, and they weren't really playing that well with him. So
true.
Give me the Broncos in that one, and Broncos move to 10-2.
There you go. All right, and to clean it off, we got your New York Giants going to play the New England Patriots, who have been beating everybody in their way, but the Giants, man, they're showing fight. They can put up points on offense, man. Defense, whole nother story. So they go into New England. Can your New York Giants pull off the upset as they did twice in 2 Super Bowls against the New England Patriots? I know you want to say yes. But,
I want to, but I just can't.
Nah.
I don't see. Jameis Winston doesn't have 2 good games in a row. You and I have seen. But how long we've been watching Jameis now? 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And he's never really had 2 really good games in a row. So
Steve-O's saying Pats by 40.
Yeah, I mean, there you go, Steve-O. I mean, that could be, that game could get very ugly very quickly. And the thing is, they're not going against the Lions defense this week. They're going against a lot better defense. So give me the Vrabels. And that I don't know 40, but I could see a 3 touchdown lead. 2 of those will probably be pick sixes because that's what James does.
New England is as well prepared a team as there is in the NFL, and you can attribute that to coaching and their quarterback as well. I will take New England in that game. I could have locked a few more around here, but my locks are Philly, Rams, Seattle. Your locks are Detroit, Rams, and Seattle. So we had a couple in common over there. That's week 13 picks in the books, baby. We both had great weeks last week. Let's see if we can do it again.
Say that again, what we were. Just for the people in the back that might not have
people
heard.
need to know. Prime 11-3, and the Profit went 12-2. So combined, that's what, 15-5 or something like that.
That's you went it's
25-5. 25-5. Right?
23
Am
and
I
5.
wrong?
23 and 5.
No, 23-5.
Yeah.
23-5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm so glad this is not a math freaking podcast.
Right, a math.
You can go it off in 2 seconds, man.
That's right.
Oh, geez. All right, we got one more thing to do before we get out of here, boys and girls. We got our Freaky Fantasy Football Draft, where we each draft a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end, and a defense. Guys, we've been doing it now for the past 9 weeks, and you cannot pick a player that you have already picked. So it's Slim George Pickens over here as we go along. I get the first pick. Who am I going to go with, Prime? I'm going to take... I don't think that you would jump on him, but I like this guy in this spot over here. The Miami Dolphins playing the Saints. I think Jalen Waddle has a really big game.
Wow. I didn't even know he was still in the league. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bullshit. He's having a good year, man.
He actually is.
Speaking
of fantasy, real quick, I'm just like, I'm totally bummed out, man. I'm totally. My downfall was picking I didn't pick I picked Dallas defense. This was last week, and I think I mentioned it. This week, I think I picked I picked Philly's defense this week, and it let me down.
Yeah, they did.
My guys just decided not to play anymore. Josh Allen gave me 10 points, and when I saw that, I knew I was going to lose this week. So
I told you can't pick a quarterback first overall. It's going to come back to bite you.
That was one of your rules. If you didn't, ladies and gentlemen, go back and what was that, week 2, week 3, when you did your fantasy rules, do's and don'ts.
That was before the season.
We got that in the archives, so go back and check that out. Yeah, so you can catch what he's referring to. So I got 2 picks now.
You got 2.
Give me Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, you haven't used Mahomes yet, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
And give me the Rams defense.
Ooh. 2 good picks to start it off. All right.
I need a win here. I got to win something.
You need a win. All right. I picked my wide receiver. Let's go with my quarterback, which will be, even though I've been ragging on him lately, they got to win in Vegas, man. Give me Justin Herbert as my quarterback.
Quack, quack.
And what'd you say?
I said quack, quack.
Quack. And I can see Jake Ferguson having a big game at tight end, so I'll take him.
Ooh. Wow. So I'm going very Rams heavy in my fantasy. So I'm going Puka.
Ooh.
Give me Puka and Tyler Higbee.
Damn, boy. You really are going Rams heavy.
I'm going Rams heavy.
3 out of 4 spots so far are Rams. See if you go with the running back, man. Who knows? Jeez. All right.
Who knows?
I got my last 2 picks over here. I got Herbert, Waddle, and Ferguson. I need a running back and defense. I'm going to take a guy we talked about a little bit earlier today, filling in for J.K. Dobbins, and that would be one R.J. Harvey going up against the Commanders. I see him having a big game. And my defense will be, I will take, you know what? Vegas stinks, man. I'll take the Chargers defense.
I had a feeling you were going to go there. That's funny.
They're really freaking bad, man. I got to take the Chargers defense.
They are. They're horrible. They're horrible.
Well, you got your running back left.
This is I'm trying to scroll through some stuff right now. Who's give me, you know what? It's the Falcons. It's the Jets. Give me Brees, man. I don't think I've taken him yet, or have I?
I
don't think
can
I
look
have.
real quick. Give me a second. I've been trying to keep track of all of them, so hold on. Let me see if he took Brees Hall. Prime. Nope, you're good.
Yeah, give me Brees Hall against the Falcons. I need him to go off for like 410 yards.
Man, I need him to go off in my fantasy football league and my other league. I need him to go off. I lost last week. I got dropped down to 4th place. We only got a couple weeks left until the playoffs start.
What is it? Top 5, top 6 make the playoffs?
Top 6, yep. Top 6 are in.
We're fighting for our playoff lives, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. Yep, I'm still sitting there at 2nd place. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I got the most points in the league, I think. But my other league, I was killing it. I was hanging at number 2, number 3 for a long time. I lost my last 2 games. I am not happy about it, Prime. I need that bucket. I need that cash, baby. Show me the money. Give it up.
Right. Let's see where I'm at just real quick.
We got a lot of real exciting football games, man. Thanksgiving alone, Detroit and Green Bay, Kansas City and Dallas, and you got Baltimore, Cincinnati. Then we get treated to Chicago and Philly on Friday. Then we got our whole Sunday game. Man, we got football going on, baby.
You can't see it. I'm 6-6 right now, and I'm 5th. I start off 4-0, man. 4-0. I started off, and I was careful not to talk a lot of trash. I don't really think I talked any, but now I've lost 2 of my last 8, and this is not good, man. I think it's time to fire the GM, fire the coach. There's not even any good trades or waiver wire stuff that I can. So I got to sneak into the playoffs, man. This is bad. This is bad.
You still got time, brother, but you're going to have to make a run these past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All right. As we conclude another episode of Power 32, once again for your fantasy football draft, I got Justin Herbert, RJ Harvey, Jalen Waddle, Ferguson, and the Chargers defense. You got Mahomes, Brees Hall, Puka Nacua, Tyler Higbee, and the Los Angeles Rams, D.
All right, let's go get him. Let's go.
yeah.
Right.
Kick me in the asshole. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Always fun, man. This hour and a half, however long it takes, man. Great time. Time flies by. You know what we got to do? We got to walk the dog. We got to take care of things. We got to get a good night's sleep. We got to wake up tomorrow. Things happen. We got life. Life comes in the way, man. But great time. Power 32 coming at you. Same time, next channel. The same time, same channel. Next week, I should say. I'll work on my English when we come back next week, baby. We'll see you. Power 32, we're out of here.
Peace.